Good morning, students. Welcome back to English class. Students, today we are going to see a new chapter in literature, that is chapter 10, The Cherry Tree Part 2. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the joys of growing a tree. Students, be ready with your textbook and take the page number 86. Students, before going to see this concept, let's do the warm-up activity. Look here. Find 8 words related to trees and fruits in the grid. Grid means crisscross table, okay? Write them in the space provided. Students, look at the given grid. In this grid, 8 words are there and all the 8 words related to trees and fruits. So students, you have to find out the 8 words. After finding the words, write the answers in the given space. Students, keep it in your mind, all the words related to trees and fruits. Do it neatly. Students, we have completed the first warm-up activity. In the first warm-up activity, we found 8 answers in the grid. Okay, now let's move to the next activity, that is fill in each blank with an appropriate word from the grid. So what we have to do now means we have to choose the correct answer from the 8 words already we found in the grid. Okay, choose the correct answers for these sentences from the grid. Students, do it yourself neatly. Students, let us see the summary of the cherry tree part 1. A cute boy Rakesh lives with his grandfather in a small town of Mussoorie, and there he goes to school every day. For the farming purpose, his parents live in the deeper part of the mountains. One day, Rakesh buys a bunch of cherries from the market. While eating them, he comes home, when he is left with only 3 cherries. After eating these cherries, he throws the seed casually in the garden. After rain and winter, when the next season of monsoon arrives, he notices the small plant of the cherry tree. He wants it to grow very fast. So every day he sees that the tree is not growing very fast. So he thinks that it is a waste of time. Next monsoon, he saw the tree and he jumps with the excitement. After that, both grandfather and Rakesh takes care of the tree. At last, what happened? Suddenly, a goat came inside the garden and ate all the leaves, except it left the main stem and 2 branches. After seeing this, Rakesh became very upset. So students, this is the first part of this story. Now we are going to see the next part of cherry tree. Students, now it is the rainy season. In this season, new leaves appear on the tree. A grass cutter lady came into the garden to cut grass. While cutting grass, unfortunately, she cut the cherry tree in 2 parts. Grandfather saw everything and scolded her. Rakesh said, Grandfather, I think cherry tree will die now. Grandfather replied, maybe. But the cherry tree has no plan or idea of dying. Students, days passed. Now it is summer season. The cherry tree has grown into several new shoots. What do you mean by shoots? It is the part of a plant that comes up above the ground when it is beginning to grow. So, the cherry tree has grown into several new shoots with green leaves. Rakesh also grown taller. Now his age is 8 and he looks thin but very strong with curly black hair and black eyes. That's why grandfather calls him as Blackberries. Students, already we know that Rakesh lives with his grandfather in the outer area of Mussoorie. For the farming purpose only, his parents live in the deeper part of the mountains, which is not connected with facilities like schools, hospitals, etc. In monsoon season, Rakesh went home to see his parents and help his parents like planting the seeds, cultivating, digging the land and spreading the seeds. At the end of this season, he came back to his grandfather's house. He went inside the garden and saw the cherry tree. Now the cherry tree has grown well and it is now up to his chest. Students, even in the rainy season, Rakesh likes to water the tree. One day, he saw a bright green praying mantis. What do you mean by praying mantis? Praying mantis is a large green insect that holds its front legs in a way that makes it look as if it is praying. What do you mean by praying mantis? It is a large green insect. Okay. He saw a bright green praying mantis with its swelling eyes. Rakesh is thinking that it is the cherry tree's first visitor. Days passed. The next visitor is a caterpillar, and it started making a meal of the leaves. Rakesh took the caterpillar and dropped it on a heap of dry leaves. After dropping the caterpillar, he said, "Come back when you're a butterfly." Winter came early and the cherry tree bent low. Why means it bent low with the weight of snow. Already I mentioned that it is winter season. The roads from the valley blocked and distribution of newspapers also stopped. Rakesh's birthday is in February and his age is 9 now and the tree is 4. One morning what happened when the sun came out, grandfather went to the garden and felt a high temperature that is comfortable but not that much hot. Suddenly he stood in front of the cherry tree and looked for a few minutes. And then he called Rakesh. He called Rakesh and said, "Come Rakesh, come and look here, come fast," like this. Students, grandfather called Rakesh and he went there. Rakesh and his grandfather saw a surprise there. There is a light pink flower at the end of a branch. What is the surprise? The surprise is it's a light pink flower at the end of a branch. End of the year. There are many flowers at the branch and the tree is taller than Rakesh. Now the tree is taller than Rakesh. Even the cherry tree is less than half his age. And it is taller than grandfather also. But Rakesh also grown well. Now he can run, he can jump and he can climb trees also. Every day he reads a lot of books. Still he likes to listen his grandfather's stories. Students, in the cherry tree, every day bees come to feed nectar in the blossoms. Students, do you know bees? Yes, honey bees come to feed nectar in the blossoms and the small birds peck at the flowers. But we can always see more flowers than birds. Especially in summer season, many cherries on the tree. We can see many cherries on the trees. One day, Rakesh tasted one cherry and said, "It is too sour, grandfather." Grandfather said, "Next year they will be better." But the birds like this taste very much, especially the bulbuls and scarlet minivets. Students, what do you mean by bulbuls and minivets? Okay, bulbuls means it is an African and Asian bird having a tuft of feathers on the head. Then what about minivets? Minivets it is an minivets also. It is an Asian songbird. The male bird has red and black color and the female bird has yellow and grey color. So the birds like bulbuls and scarlet minivets like this taste and they move in and out of the leaves and eating in large quantities of cherries. One sunny afternoon, Rakesh is searching his grandfather everywhere. He is searching everywhere. At last, he looks out of the bedroom window and he saw his grandfather. Grandfather is lying on a chair under the cherry tree. He is relaxing. Okay. Grandfather said, "Rakesh, I like to see the leaves very much." And Rakesh said, "Yes, grandfather, the leaves are looking very pretty and they're always ready to dance in the gentle winds." Afterwards, Rakesh and his grandfather went inside the house. Later, Rakesh went into the garden and lay down on the grass under the tree. Students, Rakesh is lying on the grass under the tree, and you can see the mountain takes a long steps in a specified direction away into the clouds. Still, he is lying under the tree when the evening shadows across the garden. Grandfather came back and sat down beside Rakesh. Rakesh said to his grandfather, "Grandfather, there are many trees in the forest. What is so special about this cherry tree? Why do we like it so much, grandfather?" Grandfather replied, "We planted it ourselves. That's why we like it so much, and it is so special to us, Rakesh." Rakesh said, "Just one small seed turned into a beautiful big tree, and it provides fruit, shade, shelter to everyone." He touches the smooth trunk of the tree and put his finger to the tip of a leaf. He whispers himself as, "I wonder." It means he wondered what it felt like a god. And it means he cannot believe that he can reap the fruits of a tree planted by him. Students, in this story has themes, a lot of themes like struggle, dedication, growth, and responsibility. Because Rakesh plants a seed that faces a lot of difficulties before growing into a cherry tree, and and the moral is that to grow, you need to keep moving despite all the difficulties life throws at you. Your capacity to recover from difficulties will make you stronger. Okay, students, now let us read the story. Read the second part of the story by Ruskin Bond to find out what happened to the cherry tree. Towards the end of the rainy season, new leaves appeared on the tree. Then a woman cutting grass cut the cherry tree in two. When grandfather saw what had happened, he went after the woman and scolded her, but the damage could not be repaired. "Maybe it will die now," said Rakesh. "Maybe," said grandfather. But the cherry tree had no intention of dying. By the time summer came around, it had grown several new shoots with tender green leaves. Rakesh had grown taller too. He was 8 now, a sturdy boy with curly black hair and deep black eyes. Blackberries, grandfather called them. That monsoon, Rakesh went home to his village to help his father and mother with the planting and ploughing and sowing. He was thinner but stronger. When he came back to his grandfather's house at the end of the rains, to find that the cherry tree had grown another foot, it was now up to his chest. Even when there was rain, Rakesh would sometimes water the tree. He wanted it to know that he was there. One day he found a bright green praying mantis perched on a branch, peering at him with its bulging eyes. Rakesh let it remain there. It was the cherry tree's first visitor. The next visitor was a hairy caterpillar who started making a meal of the leaves. Rakesh removed it quickly and dropped it on a heap of dry leaves. "Come back when you are a butterfly," he said. Winter came early. The cherry tree bent low with the weight of snow. Field mice sought shelter in the roof of the cottage. The road from the valley was blocked, and for several days there was no newspaper, and this made grandfather quite grumpy. His stories began to have unhappy endings. In February, it was Rakesh's birthday. He was 9 and the tree was 4, but almost as tall as Rakesh. One morning, when the sun came out, grandfather came into the garden. Let some warmth get into my bones, he said. He stopped in front of the cherry tree, stared at it for a few moments, and then called out, Rakesh, come and look. Come quickly before it falls. Rakesh and grandfather gazed at the tree as though it had performed a miracle. There was a pale pink blossom at the end of a branch. The following year there were more blossoms, and suddenly the tree was taller than Rakesh, even though it was less than half his age. And then it was taller than grandfather, who was older than some of the oak trees. But Rakesh had grown too. He could run and jump and climb trees as well as most boys, and he read a lot of books, although he still liked listening to grandfather's tales. In the cherry tree, bees came to feed on the nectar in the blossoms, and tiny birds pecked at the blossoms and broke them off. But the tree kept blossoming right through the spring, and there were always more blossoms than birds. That summer, there were small cherries on the trees. Rakesh tasted one and spat it out. It's too sour, he said. They will be better next year, said grandfather. But the birds liked them, especially the bigger birds such as the bulbuls and scarlet minivets, and they flitted in and out of the foliage, feasting on the cherries. On a warm sunny afternoon, when even the bees looked sleepy, Rakesh was looking for grandfather without finding him in any of his favorite places around the house. Then he looked out of the bedroom window and saw grandfather reclining on a cane chair under the cherry tree. There is just the right amount of shade here, said grandfather, and I like looking at the leaves. They are pretty leaves, said Rakesh, and they are always ready to dance if there is breeze. After grandfather had come indoors, Rakesh went into the garden and lay down on the grass beneath the tree. He gazed up through the leaves at the great blue sky, and turning on his side, he could see the mountain striding away into the clouds. He was still lying beneath the tree when the evening shadows crept across the garden. Grandfather came back and sat down beside Rakesh, and they waited in silence until it was dark. There are so many trees in the forest, said Rakesh. What's so special about this tree? Why do we like it so much? We planted it ourselves, said grandfather. That's why it's special. Just one small seed, said Rakesh, and he touched the smooth bark of the tree that had grown. He ran his hand along the trunk of the tree and put his finger to the tip of a leaf. I wonder, he whispered, is this what it feels to be God? Students, now let's do the first exercise, that is choose the correct option. Okay, the first one is Rakesh was an 8-year-old. The given options are option A, weak boy with long grey hair. Option B, sturdy boy with curly black hair. And the third one, and the option C is short boy with short brown hair. Which option is correct for the first one? Which option is correct? Sturdy boy, it means strong. Already I said that Rakesh looks thin but stronger. Sturdy means strong. Rakesh was an 8-year-old sturdy boy with curly black hair. So students tick on the option B. Let's move to the next one. The cherry tree had no intention of. Options are dying, blossoming, growing again. Yes, the correct answer is dying. The cherry tree had no idea or plan of dying. So tick on the option A. Let's move to the third one. grandfather was reclining. It means he took some relaxation under the tree. Okay. In the options are in an iron chair under the pine tree, in a cane chair under the cherry tree, in a plastic chair under the cherry tree. It is not an iron chair. It is not a plastic chair. Okay, it is not an iron chair or plastic chair. Okay, it is a cane chair under the cherry tree. Students, tick on the option B. And the fourth one, the tiny birds pecked. Options are at the leaves, at the branches, at the blossoms. Yes, you are right. The option is C. The tiny birds pecked at the blossoms. Students, tick the answers properly. Students, we have completed the first exercise. Now we are going to do the next exercise, that is complete the sentences. Just look at the first one. The woman cutting grass dash. The woman cutting grass and she cut the cherry tree into two. Students, you have to fill the sentence. Okay, already these lines we are taken from the lesson. You have to complete the sentences. The woman cutting grass and she cut the cherry tree in two. The answer is cut the cherry tree in two. Let us move to the next one. That monsoon, Rakesh went to his village to help his father and mother with dash. Why did he go to his village? To see his father and to help not only his father, to see his parents and help his parents with plowing, sowing and planting the seeds. Okay, let's move to the third one. Rakesh would water the plant even when it was the rainy season, as he wanted the plant to know that even in rainy season also he likes to water the plant, because he wanted the plant to know that he was there. The answer is he was there. Let's move to the fourth one. The first visitor of the cherry tree was. Who was the first visitor of the cherry tree? Yes, it's a praying mantis. It's a praying mantis means it's a large green insect. Okay, the answer is praying mantis. And the last one, Rakesh removed the caterpillar from the tree and dropped it on. Where did he drop? He dropped it on heap of dry leaves. Heap of dry leaves. Students, write the answers clearly. Students, we have completed the first two exercises and now we are going to do the next exercise, that is answer the questions. Now we are going to discuss about the following questions. Look at the first one. Where was the praying mantis perched? Where was the praying mantis perched? What do you mean by perched? Perched means taking rest on a branch or leaf. Okay, what do you mean by praying mantis? Praying mantis is a large green insect. Okay, the praying mantis was perched on a branch of the cherry tree. Let us move to the next one. What did Rakesh say about the leaves of the cherry tree to grandfather? What did he say about the leaves? He told grandfather that the leaves of the cherry tree were looking pretty and they were always ready to dance if there was a gentle wind. Let's move to the third one. Why did Rakesh and grandfather look at the tree in wonder one day? Because they were surprised to see a light pink flower at the end of a branch on the cherry tree. They were surprised to see the flower. So that's why they wondered. Let's move to the next one. What's so special about this tree? Why do we like it so much? Who says this to whom? We know very well that Rakesh says this to his grandfather. Let us move to the next one. That is fifth one. Why do you think Rakesh says Is this what it feels to be God? Explain. It means when he saw that a seed which he had planted had grown into a big beautiful tree, and it provides fruits, shade, shelter to everyone. He felt like God, the creator, to think that he gave life to the tree and made it grow. Students, now we are going to see about Proverbs. So all of you take the page number 91. Okay students, what do you mean by proverb? A proverb is a short sentence which gives advice or tell you something about life. What do you mean by proverb? A proverb is a short sentence. It is a short sentence which gives advice or tell you something about life. Look here, look at the definition. Proverbs are sentences that state a general truth or piece of advice. What is the given definition? It's or sentences. Proverbs or sentences that state a general truth or piece of advice. Simply, how can we say? It is a short sentence which gives advice or tell you something about life. Students, let us see some examples of proverbs and their meanings. Look at the first one. Honesty is the best policy. Honesty is the best policy. What do you mean by honesty? It means being truthful. Honesty means to develop a practice of speaking truth throughout your life. A person who practices honesty in their life, they possess a strong moral character. An honest person shows good behavior, always follows the rules and regulations, maintain discipline, speak the truth, and punctual also. So students, honesty is the best policy means one should always speak the truth. Students, let us see the second example of proverb with its meaning. The given proverb is laughter is the best medicine. The proverb is laughter is the best medicine. Students, one of the best feelings in our life is laughter. Everyone likes to laugh. Everyone likes to smile. Everyone likes to show smile on their face always. And one more thing, the feeling laughter completely changes the mood of the surroundings. It makes you feel good, and everyone around you will also feel positive. Okay, if you feel good, if you smile every time, you feel good and you will also feel positive vibes. And the laughter is the best medicine means, the proverb laughter is the best medicine means trying to be happy is a good way to stop worrying. Students, let us see the next proverb with meaning, that is, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. The given proverb is an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Students, apples are one of the healthiest fruit, and apples contain antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, as well as fiber. And one more thing, actually this proverb is mostly used by some parents to get their children to eat healthier. It means eating an apple, not only apple but also any fruit every day. If you eat a fruit every day, it will keep you healthy and it is good for your health. What do you mean by this proverb? What do you mean by this proverb? Eating an apple will keep you healthy and it is good for your health. Okay students, let us see the next proverb, that is, every dog has his day. The given proverb is every dog has his day. The meaning of this proverb is it is used to motivate a person. First of all, this proverb is used to motivate a person. It means that even the unluckiest or unfortunate person will gain success at some point in time. What is the meaning of this proverb? Everyone will have good luck or success at some point in their lives. Students, let us see the next example of proverb with its meaning, that is, all that glitters is not gold. the proverb all that glitters is not gold is a statement that conveys against falsehood. It means that all the things that shine and glitters are not true and they are not useful for us. For example, gold is a pure metal that shines and glitters, but not all the things that shine and sparkle like gold. Students, always the real value of an object does not depend upon its external appearance, and appearances are often deceptive. In this proverb, it reflects the outlook of life and that one should believe and never regret life choices. Students, the proverb all that glitters is not gold conveys that uh, not all the things that are same. So always ensure the inner qualities of a person or a thing. Okay, students, let's do the first exercise, that is match each proverb with its meaning. You can use a dictionary or the internet for help. Students, two columns are given. The first column is proverb column and the second one is meaning column. You have to match proverb with its meaning. You can use a dictionary or you can get help from the internet. Okay, let us see the first one. Actions speak louder than words. What do you mean by actions speak louder than words? Sometimes people will say one thing and do another. The proverb actions speak louder than words mean that people show what they really think and feel by what they do, that by what they say. It means they will say one thing and they will do another thing. So students, look here, five meanings are given in the second column. You have to choose the correct answer for the first proverb. Look at the first one, option A good beginning almost always leads to success. This is not suitable for the first proverb. Being clean is a sign of spiritual purity or goodness. This is also not correct one for the first one. However big a task may be, the process of achieving it always begins with a small action. This is not right. Let's move to the fourth one. People like the company of those people who are like them. It is also not correct. Let's move to the next one. What a person does is more important than what he or she says. Yes, as the last option is correct for the first one. Already I said that sometimes people will say one thing and do another thing. But the proverb actions speak louder than words mean what a person does is more important than what he or she says. Okay students, write the number 1 near to the last meaning. Write the number 1 near to the last meaning. Okay, let us see the next one. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Means that big achievements or big goals are made through small steps. Your dreams and your life goals are achieved by making a path plan and taking the first step towards it. The first step is most important in your life because you may have big plans or big dreams. So students, a journey that might last for 1,000 steps actually begins with a single step. So students, this is the meaning for the second one. Let us see the options in the second column. The first one is not right and the second one is also not right. Let us see the third one. However big a task may be, the process of achieving it always begins with a small action. Yes, the third meaning is correct for the second one. So students, write the number 2 in the third one, that is C. Write number 2 in the third one in meanings column. Students, remaining 3 proverbs and 3 meanings are there. You should try with the help of a dictionary or internet. Do it neatly and correctly. Students, today we have seen chapter 10, the cherry tree, part 2. and we have learned some proverbs along with their meanings. I hope you understood. We will meet on next class with another topic. Thank you.